coverage. I'm here with JC and Cole talking NFC East football, baby. Let's get it on. What's up, everybody? It's your boy George Carmi here. Thank you for spending your wonderful Friday evening with us talking NFC East football. I'm here with my man JC from JC Sports Talk Podcast. How you doing today, bro?
Hey man, I'm excited. Last night, football, NFL season officially kicked off, and then tomorrow, Sunday, actual football kickoff all day, Monday night. Let's get it on. I can't wait, man.
Let's get it on. I love the energy right there. And as you can see, JC's representing the Eagles over there. So a little Eagles representation. I'm also here, my boy Cole from Cole's Cowboys. How you doing there, bro?
What's up, man? Hey, thanks for having me on.
It's all good, man. Of course, man. It's my pleasure. So, guys, as we're starting to see some Eagle fans coming into the chat, I like that representing off the break. It's all good. What's up, Miss Bird Gang? I know about you. It's all good. So, what's going on, everybody? So, let's JC kind of set the tone, man. I love football. You love football. That's why we're here. Yesterday was an epic game, or should have been an epic game between the Bills and the Rams. So let's talk about it, man. So JC, what was your takeaway, man, between the Bills and the Rams? Is that what you expected for the game, or how to play out for you?
Golly. I was shocked, man. Like I thought that the Bills was going to win the game, right? 33-28. That was my score prediction all day. Bills 33-28. I felt 18 points short on the Rams side.
Yeah.
But man, I did not see this coming, like from the jump, the Bills looked like the better team, the more dominant team. But then at halftime, it was only 10-10. They kept on turning the ball over. And halftime 10-10, I'm like, look, the Rams about to get the ball back. They're about to go down, and we're about to have a showdown, a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, was I wrong. The Bills came in and made a statement. I know it's only game one, but they didn't go against a sorry behind team, a rebuild team. They went against the Super Bowl defending champions, right? The banner got raised. Everybody psyched up at their
The
home.
Rock was there talking smack and all that.
The atmosphere was set for
100%.
a Rams victory, a good game at least.
Uh-huh.
It was nothing but a blowout, a butt kicking. But I don't know. Is that does that set the tone for the upcoming Sunday game or for the season? How teams that you think is supposed to dominate, some games are not, or what? But I'm excited, man. But yeah.
Now you told a great story, man. You framed it very, very well. Basically, the teams, a lot of hype and energy. They showed SoFi Stadium, the Rock going on. They raised the banner. Odell Beckham was there. It looked like a pretty good game. I was actually considering putting money on that. I was like, you know what? I think the Rams are -2.5. I was like, I'm gonna throw some 20 on the Rams, and I thought there was gonna be a pretty good game. The over under was 52 as well, so I was like, all right, maybe I'll put some money on it. But then, dude. The Bills came out hot. Josh Allen was on fire. Josh Allen looked like MVP material yesterday. He looked good yesterday. And then basically, even though he came out sharp, he had a couple of turnovers. It was 10-10 at halftime. I was like, all right, what's going to happen here? And then second half, man. So, cool. What's up with you? What'd you think of the game, bro?
Oh, yeah, man. Of course, I had the Bills winning this game. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought the Browns would probably, put up more of a fight. But I knew it was going to be at least a little hangover on their end. But I'm just gonna lay it flat out, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, sugarcoat nothing about the Rams team. Let's be real, man. Yeah, they made all these flashy moves that everybody like to see. But the biggest problem that they had last night was their offensive line. They couldn't run the ball worth nothing. I think they averaged between Cam Akers, which I had on my fantasy team, by the way.
That was a joke. That was a joke all day long today, man, for real. But go ahead, yeah.
Exactly, man. I had him on my fantasy, so he hurt me real bad on that. They him and Jefferson. They average 34 yards total. That's you're not gonna win games that way. The defense was not. The defense didn't show up. The Bills basically came out there, said, "Okay, go ahead and put y'all banner up," and punched them in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth after the halftime. After halftime, they saw that the Rams was not doing nothing. They said, "Hey, let's release the dogs on them right now, man. Let's go ahead and end this right now." Man, basically finished them. They were done. And
That was crazy.
yeah.
So I love Stephon Diggs. That's my boy. I live in Maryland. I'm from Rockville, Maryland. Grew up in Rockville, Gettysburg, Maryland. He's from Olney, Maryland, which counts a high school, which is like 10 minutes from our spot. So I love representing him. He was cooking Jalen Ramsey yesterday, man. He was, and basically he's becoming one of the best route runners in the league. I love watching it, man. So it's real good to see that right there. So it was good, man. So that was a really it was a good takeaway.
But see, I think real quick. See, I think that the Bills had this sour taste in their mouth from the way last season ended. You know, overtime to the Chiefs. I mean, they were at least they put up a good fight, and then you go see the banner that you like. Man, we should have probably be playing in Super Bowl last year, and the banner came down. They got Von Miller. Von Miller is trying to become the first player to win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different teams.
That'd be awesome. That'd be impressive, right?
I mean, they got a lot of motivation. Their defense, number 97, Phillips up in the middle. I mean, them boys, like last year, that was a little bit of the weakness. And then White got to come back still. Remember that he wasn't out there. So defense was a little bit of an issue for him last year. But I think in the offseason, they upgraded a little bit, especially the Von Miller signing is one of those most underrated signings.
I agree with that.
One piece away.
He had 2 sacks yesterday too, which was very impressive, right? So it definitely was eye-opening. And another thing that was eye-opening to me was the Bills' defensive line that you were trying to talk about, JC. Like, I don't know if it's the Bills' defensive line or the Rams' offensive line. You know, it's one chapter in the story, kind of figuring that out as we go. But basically, we'll see how it plays out. But it was a pretty big game over there. My boy Gunny, man, I love his firing shots in the chat right now. Saying Cowboys done too. I like this. Okay, good stuff over here. What's up, Coach Dante? What's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
What's up, Coach?
What's going on over here? Nobody thinking about last year, but the Eagles. Okay, and then here we go. We got Sadiq Charles basically representing fam. What's up, man? So it's good to see y'all today. That's cool, man. Before we pivot into our NFC East talk, let's start off with Cole. You know, the Rams, man, they were, I would say these two are big favorites to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, at least the Bills are the front runner to win the whole thing. Having the Rams knocked out, and I know you guys have high expectations in Dallas and Philadelphia. Does this change your perspective on the NFC altogether with the Rams getting knocked off? Would they look weaker, or was that just an aberration of a game and not really so good? Or what's your take so far, Cole?
I never take week 1 serious. You know, week 1, you can't. What we saw last night, we can't be like, oh, yeah, the Rams, they trash. Now, I will say it's big question marks on Matthew Stafford because he did the same thing last year. He was just handicapped with their defense. So we'll see how he does this year. But I think that the Rams will pull together. They play the Falcons next week. They'll get their, get their flow back. The
That's
Falcons
true.
do that. So they'll get their get-right game next week. But as far as the expectations, I ain't gonna lie. Last night when I saw how the defense was responding and their offensive line was, I was like, shoot, they might not be the big boys on campus on the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Other teams might step up. You know what I'm saying? One particular team, we're gonna see what they're gonna do on Sunday. I ain't gonna name. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna talk about that today. We can talk about it. It'll be all good.
But I think that we can give. I think a good margin of the teams in the NFC can put up a fight on against the Rams this season. I don't think they're the same team they were last year.
One thing that basically kind of opened my eye was how bad Matt Stafford's elbow was. Like we kind of heard about it over the summer and kind of heard about what's going on. But like I think it was what's his name? Whatever, the commentator, Mike Tirico. He was like, he's doing some added like rehab and it looks like a baseball injury and something to be worried about. Like you never know, man. Like you never know what's gonna happen. He might miss a couple games, so we'll see. And I'm actually really happy because in one league I have Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford on my fantasy team. And I was like, man, it's going to be a shootout. Maybe I'll put Matt Stafford in, but I'm very happy I left his ass on the bench because he wasn't looking too good. So it was all good over there. JC, how you feeling, man? Did that shake up the NFC for you? Just one game. How you feeling?
Nah, it's only one game, man. Like, I mean, if I learn anything from last year, I don't care, Gunny, from last year, you can start off, 2-4, 2-5, and still make a run at the end. It's all about who gets hot. But the first game of the season, emotional toll. I mean, everybody is like, the fans in the building. You've been having fun all day. You are expecting this big game at your house. Matthew Stafford, to me, yes, I think his elbow is hurting a little bit more than we anticipated. Mm-hmm. And with somebody, where is Allen Robinson? Where is that dude?
I got a
funny. Are they missing Robert Woods that much?
I got a funny tweet I'm going to show you. I'm going to tag y'all in it after the show. I don't know if y'all saw it on my feed, but it was hilarious. I'm going to tag y'all in it. Allen Robinson was gone and Cam Akers was gone. It was hilarious.
So it's just like Matthew Stafford was going to Cooper Kupp over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I mean, where was your big prize on offense that you called Allen Robinson when he was in deep talk with the Philadelphia Eagles, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, thank God. You know what, man? Somebody's an Eagles fan. I'm telling you right now, the man upstairs was looking out for the Philadelphia Eagles. The best thing that happened to the Philadelphia this offseason was not getting Allen Robinson. But still, A.J. Brown is way better than Allen Robinson. But, man, where was he last night? Was it game plan? Was it like it reminded me of OBJ when he first got to the Rams, where they couldn't really fit him in.
Even know how to use him yet.
Later into the season. So maybe, but that was a big question mark. But the Rams was never good at running the ball, though.
That's
like,
true.
Last year, I mean, there wasn't really a dominant running team. They haven't been since Todd Gurley, like, on his shoes. So, I mean, they need to run the ball.
The Rams are becoming like the Patriots a couple of years ago, where it doesn't even matter who their running back is. They're going to rotate it week to week. Like, I have Darrell Henderson in two of my leagues. Yeah, Darrell Henderson retired, but I have Darrell Henderson in two of my leagues. And basically, I didn't start him. And it's like, potentially I'll start him next week. He'll be on the bench. Cam Akers will play. Like, I know how it's going to work out. I have him on the bench, but it's like, I don't trust any of them yet. And you're right. Like, Henderson played yesterday, but it wasn't dominant. He basically was kind of like 3 yards, whatever, and then he had like a 115-yard run. I think he ended up with like 77 total yards, but he didn't score. So it's we'll see what's up with that. So,
but this is the best time to get a sucker right here. All right, they watched Darrell Henderson last night. Go, trade him while he's hot, because everybody was like, "Where Cam Akers? He must be in the doghouse." But Robert, Henderson was starting, so go trade him right now. Get somebody that's not in a backfield by committee that you never know who's going to start. So go trade him right now. His stock is through the roof.
I mean, and one thing about Henderson, he's always hot in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But towards the end, they always phase away from him. Like, I remember we played him in 2020 in that season opener. He was going in on us. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't stop him. Then later on in the season, where he at? Cam Akers came out, and that's when he made his debut. So it's confusing how the Rams rotate their running backs. Ever since Todd Gurley, it just haven't been the same.
Yeah, exactly right. They ran him into the ground too. Yeah. I like what Steve Lupton's saying right here, man. Cooper Kupp, man, that's my boy. Last year I won the fantasy championship. I had Dalvin Cook, Josh Allen, and Cooper Kupp, and that man just went off in the playoffs. Yeah. So I'm all about Cooper Kupp, so we can represent him all day long. So I guess one question before we pivot to NFC East, because this is a question I posed on Twitter. How come Cooper Kupp doesn't get his flowers, man? I feel like everyone represents, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams. People love those other guys, but they don't give Cooper Kupp any props. Cole, how you feel about that?
I just feel like, nobody was really people was talking about Cooper Kupp previous to last year, but he's not one of those popular picks that, I feel like most people think, okay, Cooper Kupp had an amazing season last year, but when he continued, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people still have those favorites in Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Cooper Kupp is a quiet guy too. He not flashy like all the guys that we like, put out there. It's kind of like how Terry McLaurin, you know what I'm saying? He's quiet. Yeah. He's out there, but nobody talks about him. But he's, you know what I'm saying? He's a good receiver.
Everyone knows he's good, but he doesn't bring that flash and the pizzazz. I feel you. I got you. Yeah, I got you. JC, you got anything to add to that, or are you good?
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, to me, Cooper Kupp is at least a top 5 wide receiver in this league, and he should be getting his flowers, especially winning the Triple Crown last year. But he got showed again. Basically, if he goes out there and do the exact same thing, Even Justin Jefferson. I mean, he had back-to-back great years.
Justin Jefferson was putting up numbers, man.
So he's putting up some numbers. But Cooper Kupp, I always love him, but people think he's only a slot wide receiver, but he's more than that. You know what I mean? He could play all positions, but they use him so much in the slot a lot that a lot of people is like, they don't respect the slot wide receivers. But
that's true. Slot wide receivers tend to get kind of shit on a little bit, right? They don't really get all. They don't get all their credit as like an outside boundary guy. I can feel on that. Yeah. That makes sense. Cool.
Out of that game, out of that game, Cooper Kupp was the only one fighting.
He was.
He was the only one on the team fighting. We didn't hear about Aaron Donald. He only had 1 second.
Yeah, 1 sack. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we need to go ahead and take some notes for week 5 on him because whatever the Bills did, we need to do exactly that.
Man, y'all ain't doing that to the Rams. Y'all ain't doing that to the Rams.
That's a great pivot. I love that right there, right? So basically, Steve Lupton basically dropped it in the chat, and it's what we're here for, man. The race for the NFC East begins this weekend. Looking forward to the chase. So it's funny. So I'm going to kind of throw some shade at the Giants. We're actively trying to find content creators that represent their teams, and we couldn't find a Giant representative. So I think that kind of shows you the state of their franchise this year. I mean, we'll see what happens, see how it all plays out. But let's be real now. So we'll start off with Cole because they had that big Sunday night football matchup, and every single year is a Dallas Cowboys year, right? So I'm just trying to catch the vibe right now.
Yeah, them boys.
Them boys. How's the narrative over in Dallas? Are y'all feeling pretty confident? Like you guys playing let's start off with this. What's the narrative coming out before we even get to Tampa Bay? How are y'all feeling in Dallas? Like how's the team looking without Amari Cooper? Like Dak Prescott looking all right? Break us down over there.
Hey, for the first time, I can honestly say, well, I can't say that because last year, I'm having the same feeling that I had about last year around this time. So many unknowns. You know what I'm saying? Last year we was going through, is Dak Prescott, you know what I'm saying? Is the injury going to affect? Is our defense going to show out? Because our defense was horrible the previous year.
Yeah.
Same narrative. Nobody really kind of took the Cowboys serious. And then whenever we have that type of, stuff going on, boom, man, y'all had all those weapons. You know what I'm saying? Man, how would all those weapons y'all didn't make the Super Bowl? So I'm starting to see that something like that's going to happen again with the people. Because I got receipts, man. I got receipts about everybody saying we ain't got no weapons. That Prescott is going to struggle. I'm ready. Our offensive line is trash. So I'm I've been quiet. I've been, bad. And I said, okay, you got a point. You're right. We make no moves in the offseason. So when all of a sudden we move on forward, man, Jalen Tolbert, that dude a beast, man. Y'all got a weapon.
I heard about Jalen Tolbert. Yeah, I saw him.
Right now, he ain't looking too good right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay, because I was about drafting him.
He might not even dress out. Okay, that's how bad it did. But I'm just, long story short, I just need to see what the team gonna do. I really don't, what I'm saying, no, but I like it that way. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that, okay, I want to see what y'all do. The expectations kind of low. The media trying to keep us up, but really everybody favoring, the Birds. So
okay,
I like what we see.
A measured approach for Dallas this year. Okay, it's pretty interesting. I like it. Okay.
High expectations.
All right. So on the flip side, okay, let's do this. We'll talk about the vibe before we get to the week one. All right. So the vibe in Dallas is kind of like, all right, wait and see. Things are different. I think last year, Cole, wasn't last year where like Dak Prescott's shoulder was hurt during training camp and wasn't practicing? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
Move right now.
Okay. All right. He's chilling. Okay. So Dallas has measured expectations. The Eagle expectation is sky high. I'm hearing about it every single day, JC. How do you feel about this?
Hey, before I talk my Birds real quick, and let me say something about the Cowboys, the reason why, right? The Cowboys, to me, is a team, whether they have talent or not, it's always an excuse. Always an excuse. For the longest time, they've always had the best talent in the NFC. Almost every year, like straight up. No quarterback struggles, really. Like the only team in the NFC, 6 years in a row with a consistent quarterback. Every team is like figuring out who's their quarterback, who's this and that, rebuilding teams. But they've been the only team that's been solid. So the whole sympathy and everybody think we ain't got that. We ain't trying to hear that no more. Carson Wentz took the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs with wide receivers off the practice squad, off the streets. So if he could do it in the NFC, so Dak Prescott should be able to do it with CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, and Tolbert, with y'all 2 tight end set. So I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm telling you this right now. I've been trying to tell people, I'm like, look, Dallas Cowboys, they're the champ. All right. In order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. They won the NFC East last year. I still think this is a 2-team race. No offense to any team, but
the Commanders and the Cowboys, right?
I mean, hey, I'm not going to say no names.
I'm just messing around.
But I still feel like that they have enough talent, enough veterans, enough coaching veterans to actually do something this year. So cut out the sympathy with all these Cowboy Cole, your expectation is low because everybody. No. Keep that same energy y'all always have every year. Y'all them boys. This is y'all year, and we'll see what happens. Go.
That's fun. We'll see what's up.
Season crying.
I'm not saying our expectations are low. I said we have low expectations by everybody else. I got it's a funny narrative. I see where Cole's trying to work this, right? Basically, every year the Cowboys always getting a lot of hype. This year they're pulling the underdog card. We'll see what's up over there. We'll see how it goes. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. So you wear dog masks.
Yeah, wear dog
masks. We'll see. Underdogs, but won 5 Super Bowls, is the richest team in NFL history. Matter of fact, then y'all became the first $1 billion team?
Franchise.
Come on. Y'all would never be underdogs. I could have old people out there, grannies, grandpas. Y'all would still be the favorite. Truth
be told, right? So I was at that Cowboys Washington game last year. Y'all looked like a menace, dude, especially Micah Parsons. And I was like, man, if they can make a run in the playoffs, and then by God's good gracious, y'all got knocked out in the first round. I'm like, all right, thank God, everyone's happy now around the leagues. But we'll see. I thought you guys had that window last year. I think it kind of closed a tiny bit, but we'll see if things change. But let's talk about this then, right? So week 1, playing against Mr. Tom Brady, Mr. 46-year-old man himself. How you feeling about the Buccaneers? Do you feel like you guys have a shot in week 1, or that's a pretty big game? Cole?
I don't fear the Buccaneers. I don't fear Tom Brady. I believe we're gonna win. And let me tell you why. They got just as much problems we do. We all know that Godwin ain't 100%. Godwin ain't 100%. Julio Jones. The name sounds good.
Yeah, Julio Jones has been washed for a couple of years now, honestly, for real. Yes. I love the guy.
Let's be real, you know what I'm saying? The reason why I got so much hype about this week is our defense. I believe that our defense is good enough to go out there and give Tom Brady some problems, man. He already dealing with his midlife crisis with his wife. You know what I'm saying? He already getting plastic surgery. The dude, people be like, oh, don't sleep on Brady. Man, I'm tired of that, bro. Like my boy Michael Parsons said, it's time to get him out of here. It's time to get him out of here, man. And Michael Parsons is the key on that defense to get out there. We got all the pieces we need. They offensive line is weak. We need to come after Brady. We give Brady a hard time. We good.
That's the way to beat them, for real, honestly. That's the way to beat the Buccaneers. You put pressure on Brady, and it's a good matchup for y'all. Basically, it's their offensive line's kind of weak. I think Ryan Jensen or whatever, their center basically is out for the year. I think they had another injury to Tristan Wirfs. I don't know if he's actually playing this week or not. So you guys you do have the ability to basically create some pressure. So we'll see. How's the offense looking, man? How's it going without Amari Cooper, and how's that looking right there?
Well, without Amari Cooper, of course, that's going to be a hit, but that's the unknown part that I've been talking about. I know what my defense is going to bring. As far as my offense, what I expect them to do is a lot of 12 personnel. Of course, people. This is our lineup. We got CeeDee Lamb. We got Noah Brown. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying who. I was messing with you.
The dude that got 9 lives, I be wanting him to get cut every year, and he never does. You know what I'm saying? He's a blocking wide receiver. He's good for his. We don't need to be. We got.
If a wide receiver is a good block, a wide receiver is not a good look.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Brick hands. We had to rely on this dude at the Raiders game. Don't even get me started now. But but we got him. But the true number 2 wide receiver is Dalton Schultz, man. Dalton Schultz He gonna be
Franchise
getting
tag.
touches, man. So if y'all got him in fantasy like I do, I'm starting him on that game. CeeDee Lamb. I mean, we run like a lot of 12 personnel. Stick to the running game. Don't shy away from it like we did last year. We you know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and move the ball. Another thing too, special teams. As y'all know, we got Turpin up there. Turpin don't even have to take it to the house.
What's up, boys?
Just get us into their territory, and we'll work from there. So that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? If we manage, do good on special teams and at least run the ball, try to keep, keep the ball on our side of the field. I mean, on our side, on offense.
Yeah, with your possession, I got you. Yeah,
we gonna be good.
What's up with Michael Gallup? He's not gonna play this week, right? But he's potentially could play week 2 or 3. Or what's going on with that?
Yeah, he's ruled out. I mean, he's been a part of individual drills. He's been practicing, but I don't think they want to rush him out too much. I expect two to at least 4. Week 2 to 4. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to rush him out there. But if our medical staff say he good, he good. So we'll see. I haven't heard that from them. So if they say he's good to go, I believe it.
Gotcha. JC, how you feel at the hard, the number 2 overall pick, a very difficult matchup week 1 against the Detroit Lions. I feel like the league's kind of hooking you up a little bit. How you feeling over there? You feeling pretty confident going to week 1?
Nah, it's a trap game.
Oh, okay.
It's a trap game. You know what I mean? Like, it's a trap game. The league screwed us. You know what I mean? Yo, they gave us America's new Cinderella, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Hard knocks. People crying. Coaches is making emotional speeches and stuff. You got players breaking the huddle, tears flowing down, talking about, we don't Look, man, they are the new America's team, right?
It's a sold-out game, too. You peep that? It was a sold-out game.
It's a sold-out game, but I think it's mainly the Eagles, though. Because the Philadelphia Eagles, they travel very well. You should know, your own stadium be bleeding green when we played the Commanders.
In Dallas, right?
No.
In FedEx, okay, just clarify real quick. It's all good. Go ahead.
I live about 30 minutes away from y'all stadium.
I'll see you week 3. I'll be there, man.
Yep,
That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
But Eagles, man, look, the schedule favored them to start off hot. You know what I mean? They do have the Vikings, which ain't gonna be no joke, home opener. But against the Lions, you can't look past the Lions to worry about the home opener on a Monday night. So the Lions are not a team to be slept on. Last year, they lost a lot of close games, and they beat some good teams last year to finish off their season. And they upgraded this offseason. Jameson Williams, yes, he won't be playing, but they did go out and get a Josh Reynolds. He's still over there. DJ Chalk, he's over there now. I mean, the Lions are a
DeAndre Swift. He's a versatile running back.
I mean, they have talent. All right, they have talent. If you change that name from Detroit Lions and put another name on there,
people will be more intriguing for sure. Their name precedes them. I agree with you there. I agree with that.
Absolutely. So I'm not sleeping on the Lions at all, especially with Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to be a tough matchup for Mariota because of his quickness. But I think that Mariota has been in the league a few more years, that he knows how to handle, that type of guy. And guess what? We have a mobile quarterback. So let this happen. Hey, he kind of beat Mariota. Hey, Jalen Hurts is going to run. So he's not going. Hey, you saw it last night watching Josh Allen, right? Like, you want your guy to use his full potential and not try to be something he's not. All right. So I feel confident going into that game, but at the same time, I'm not sleeping on him like a lot of Eagle fans are. This ain't no cakewalk. You have to play the game. All right. The game is not played on paper, it's played on the field. And you got to treat, Jason Kelsey said it best, we haven't won shit yet. Like, there's a lot of rumors out there, and trophies are coming down, and Super Bowl parades. We haven't done anything because we got some good off-season acquisition, and the draft went well. But that doesn't mean anything. So we'll see on Sunday. But I'm ready for the game for sure. And it's going to be on Jonathan Gannon. Like, we don't know what he's capable of doing yet. Last year, he cried about his defensive personnel. He didn't have them. Now you got Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, Jordan Davis, James Bradbury, CD Deuce from the Saints, a couple weeks ago. Now you got to.
That was a good pickup.
Exactly. What are you going to do with it though? Like you can have all these toys, but are you going? Do you know how to use them properly? So, but we'll see after week 1. But I definitely feel confident enough that we're going to go to Detroit and run it down the throat. Especially yesterday when I had a Detroit Lion content creator on my show, he told me, "Yo, their linebackers is weak. Their their defensive back is weak, so you could run on them. So there's no need to get out of character because you got AJ Brown and start throwing. Do what worked last year and see, and now adjust as the game go along."
I feel you, man. So you don't have to tell me twice about dream teams and paying for free agents and doing all that, right? Because I'm used to that over here in DC. We'll see how it goes. Over the past couple of years, we've been building the right way. We've been putting our our team together, kind of drafting as opposed to chasing free agents. I kind of wish Washington was more aggressive. It's kind of funny. Like I talked to Dallas kind of creators over the summer, and both of us were kind of like, "Damn, where are the free agents coming? We didn't really have anything coming our way." While the Eagles are plucking and putting the team together. And the thing that drove me crazy is like it's the running joke. I'll throw you guys a little bone right here. The running joke in DC is we call our team the Commanders, like Commanders and Panthers, because Ron Rivera basically just keep picking up people over and over again from the from the Panthers, the coaches and players, but he didn't get James Bradbury. And I was like, come on, man, out of all the ones to get, that's the one to get. I would love to have him on our squad. So we'll see how that goes. But we're playing.
See one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
See one thing real quick. Like the Eagles, like they weren't the free agents that they got. I mean, yes, Kaiser White and James Bradbury got released because of a contract issue, but they traded for AJ Brown. They traded for CD Deuce. I mean, they are trading for people that nobody is even looking at, because they think they can't get them. But Howie Roseman, as soon as he hear ramblings about, hey, this player is being unhappy, he's on the phone. Like this, this tweet was like, if Howie Roseman is calling you, don't pick up the phone. Like this dude is.
So y'all in on Roseman now. Weren't you guys against him a couple years ago, right?
Hell, JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Reagor.
Oh, so yes, you guys were against him, and then AJ Brown to me from a third party was basically like, dude, I'm sick of drafting wide receivers and whiffing. I'm just gonna go get AJ Brown. That's kind of the story, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? So
absolutely,
yeah.
If our GM had to ride around Dallas in a bulletproof truck, I'm sure they'll do good too. You know what I'm saying? Sure, y'all had the bully Roseman just for him to make good moves.
Hey,
that's funny.
See,
man.
one thing about Howie Roseman, man, he admitted this past week, a few days ago, he made a mistake. Not a lot of GM, especially now Howie Roseman, come out and say, I made a mistake when drafting Jalen Reagor. If I could do it all over again, I would just pick the best player. He said it from now on, he will pick the best player available, not what he thinks fits, but the best player available. So it was music to the Eagle fans to hear him say that, because the past couple of drafts been hitting Alabama guys, Georgia guys. So now you see where they are leaning towards to.
Hey, JC, who was the talk, like when people talk about BPA and messing with Reagor, who was the guy they could have had? What do you think? That would have been a good fit.
Justin Jefferson.
Oh, okay. He was still on the board when that happened. Okay.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. The Vikings GM, they showed the draft room and they were laughing at the Eagles. Like when they drafted.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I do remember seeing that or going around.
It was like, go ahead, make the call. And the worst part is Justin Jefferson was looking for housing in Philly because he was so sure that he was going to get drafted by Philly, and then he got. Like just right there, because they went for these kind of gadget players, right? You know what I mean? Little fast, small wide receivers. But no, you should went for Justin Jefferson, but he made up for it. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. I mean, you can't ask for a better duo than that. But it took a while. But hey, better late than never, right, Cole? Right, Cole?
I think the Vikings saved Justin Jefferson's career. I mean, just imagine him having to catch passes from a quarterback that came and throw 20 yards.
Hold up, because Carson Wentz was the quarterback then. Carson Wentz was the quarterback.
Well, that's even worse.
See? All right, see?
You know I'm being spicy, man. I got
You're mute.
Am I muted?
No. George is muted. You're still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Well, I'll say you guys brought up Carson Wentz. So obviously Carson Wentz is nice, right? So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit with you right there. So we'll bring it up. We'll talk about him in a minute. And, JC, give me some feedback. So Carson Wentz, and the Commanders week 1, we're going to see how that plays out. Speaking of draft picks, right? So Washington traded back. They had the 11th pick in the draft. They traded back to 16th. A lot of it had a domino effect there, right? We all wanted Chris Olave over in Washington. Chris Olave is a beast, man. So we'll see. That might be our regret in the future. We'll see how that goes. But I want to put it on your radar from like a Commanders fan, from like insider fan. Jahan Dotson from Penn State. We talk about this, JC. He's actually right now. He's looking pretty good. And we have a little trio here. We basically have Curtis Samuel, we have Jahan Dotson, and we have Terry McLaurin. And, we'll see if Carson Wentz can actually put it together. And JC, whenever you give me some feedback about him in a little bit. So we'll see if he can put it together. The domino effect with trading back from 11 to 16 basically created a lot of opportunities for us, right? So we traded back. We got Alabama's running back, Brian Robinson. He had 14 touchdowns last year, 1,300 yards. Did you guys see what happened to him at all? By anything?
Yeah. He got shot in the leg.
Shot, man. So basically, he was supposed to be our RB1. So we'll see how that plays out. He's actually like just for the Cowboys and Eagles listeners, he's lucky, man. He got shot in the glute and he got shot in the kneecap. When he got shot in the kneecap, it was more of a graze. Didn't hit any bones and hit any muscles. So he's basically he's doing all right. There was a talk of maybe him playing in week 1, 2, or 3. They're talking about that, but basically, what they did for his mental, they basically gave him a 4-week like a non-injury, like 4-week, designation or whatever, just for psychologically, so he can have psychologically true treatment and just rehab and be ready for week 5. So we'll see what's up over there. So he was a beast, though. He was looking good during training camp, so that's kind of a hit for us. But we got Brian Robinson, we got Sam Howell as a result of that trade back too, and he might be, he actually was looking pretty good in training camp.
Carson Wentz about to be benched.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that. So I don't know if Sam Howell's going to see the field this year, but he looked pretty nice. It was like Sam Howell had the most passing yards in the preseason and looked pretty solid. So him and Kenny Pickett were looking pretty nice in the preseason. So we'll see. But I'm worried because just like you, JC, the Jaguars is a trap game. We'll see. And the Jaguars, they got rid of Urban Meyer, man. They got Doug Peterson from the Philadelphia. You guys know about him. He knows Washington pretty well. Trevor Lawrence might bounce back. They got Marvin Jones. They got Zay Jones. They got Etienne back. They got Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. So they're starting to stack up a little bit. So we'll see. And Chase Young's going to be out for a little while. So we'll see how that plays out. But JC, what's your thoughts on Carson, man? Like, well, both of y'all, what's your thoughts on Carson? You guys think he's trash? Like, what's your perspective on that?
Look, I don't think Carson is trash at all. I just think that he has happy feet a lot. Like he doesn't trust his first read. His first read be there, and then he holds on to the ball too long. Man, I was fed up with Carson Wentz when we played Dallas, right? I think it was a couple of years ago. And I don't know, that was the ugliest play I've ever seen in my life on Sunday Night Football. He's running out the pocket. There's nobody there to throw, and he just holding it, and got sacked by a Brown, I think, and fumbled the ball. I'm like, what are you doing? It's plays like that I can't stand. But every once in a while, hey, he'll give you, and Odini escape the pocket, throw on the run. He got a nice big arm, so because I think that he trusts his arm too much that he think he can make every single throw.
That's the rumor. Yeah,
and he can't. So because he doesn't trust his reads. That's why we won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, because Nick Foles, when you lack talent, you're more rhythm.
Exactly right.
Like you're more coachable. But Carson Wentz. But hopefully, though, see, this is one thing I have to say about Carson Wentz. Maybe being let go by Philly, what traded from Philly, traded from the Colts, and going to y'all might have humbled him a little bit. And now he's more coachable, and now he could listen and actually take some good coaching. But I think that Carson Wentz, to me, is like this might be his last chance as a starting quarterback. If he can't make it with y'all, 3 teams, 3 different years, he might be a career backup or something. But once again, his ego may not allow him to be a career backup.
I'm with you 100%. Like, I think with Carson, he has been humbled. I think he does know this is his last hurrah. Because if he washes out here as a bad year, is proven to be basically another like malcontent in the locker or something like that, no one's going to want him. He's that talented guy that couldn't start and take over a team. Right? I think that's going to be his narrative. However, the narrative coming out of DC right now is that he's looking pretty good. Basically, he's one of the oldest people on our team, believe it or not. Like Ron Rivera did a good job of kind of cleaning out the trash, and we have like a whole bunch of younger players. I think Carson Wentz at age 29 is like one of our oldest players on our team, believe it or not. It's like him and like a couple offensive linemen are like in their 30s, and like he says it all the time. He's like he'll be like at the podium and be like, "It's awkward for me," like and he kind of jokes, "It's awkward for me to basically be in this locker room because I'm the one with kids running around. Everyone else is trying to go to the club and stuff like that." So he's and whatever. And I think he likes that because for the first time, people look up to him. And, maybe he does have the air of like, type A personality where I'm a big shot or whatever. Maybe that kind of lends itself to I'm the eldest statements in the room. I'm the oldest person in the room. And people kind of like that. But physically, I think he's the most talented quarterback we've had since, Kirk Cousins, RG3. It's been a while since we've had a Case Keenum and a bunch of other stuff going on. So we're kind of excited to have someone with an arm. So we'll see how that goes. Cole, what's your perspective over in what's Dallas looking like when Dallas looks at Washington? What are they thinking right now? And keep it real. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, no, not in my eyes, man. I believe that y'all like with getting Carson Wentz. I believe y'all can compete. You know what I'm saying? I got to see what your defense is gonna do. But offensively, I feel like y'all raised the bar a little bit higher. It just depends on how it'll be executed. You know what I mean? I want to see how y'all running game gonna be because y'all don't trust your running backs. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the wide receiving core goes, I have to admit that hey, I might have to look at Terry McLaurin a little bit because he actually has a quarterback that can throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz. The only thing I can say about Carson Wentz though is he likes to play hero ball. You know what I'm saying? He can be going through a good stride. And then if the defense come up and it'd be like third, come up a little bit and they like third down and like say for instance 7 or something. He got to get the first down. And they coming for him. Instead of just, taking, flats, hitting, just try to, hit your cover guy. You want to go way downfield, you know what I'm saying? And throw a pick. You know what I'm saying? This stuff this happened when they played when they played.
They played Kansas. Was it Kansas City, right? So you're talking about the preseason, or what are you talking about?
I'm talking about when he was with the Colts and he was.
Played the Jaguars. How they lost.
Yeah,
that's a
I
win there.
don't think it's the Jaguar game. But it was one of them games. I think it was against the Titans or something. But he had threw that pick. They was in the game. They was in the game. He threw that pick 6 and it was over. Trying to play hero ball.
He threw a left-handed football or something like that. Threw it.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
He was about to get sacked, and then he just threw it like, where was that? I think to the Titans, I think he threw it.
Yeah, they might have been Titans too, something like that.
Just, at that point, take the sack. You know what I'm saying? Try to run up a little bit, but, he just like to play hero ball somewhere. So, I mean, it helped him a lot because in 2019, he played a lot of hero ball. And, you know what I'm saying? It worked well with him. Now he thinks, okay, I got to play hero ball a lot. And it ended up biting him in the butt. So he just needs to take some time. I believe he'll be good in Washington because there's not a lot of heat on him.
I agree.
It's heat on him for like, I need to go ahead and be more of a leader. I need to, step up, win some games for Washington. But like the Heat in Philly ain't gonna have that with him, man. No, they was over him after the Super Bowl. Really, they was like, hey, after 2018, all right, man, maybe we can get forward. 2019, and then you know what I'm saying? So
and then basically Irsay, man, like whatever, Irsay's a little bit off the rocker, man, for real, over the Colts owner, and basically like all the insiders. There's a great insider named John Carmi, writes for ESPN. I don't know if you guys even follow him or know about him. But he's a good writer, but he basically was like, there was so much hate at Carson Wentz in Indianapolis because he followed Andrew. It was like Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers. It was like, these are great quarterbacks, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And he had Carson Wentz, and he kind of like doesn't want to get the COVID shot and get sick and all that kind of stuff, and that kind of cost him a game. And Irsay, he's drinking some juice, man. He's feeling pretty nice. He wasn't giving it over there. He wasn't giving it over there, so it's good. It's funny.
That
What's
dude
up,
is
Kyle?
cool, man.
But see, look at this. See, the only thing I think is going to happen is when Carson Wentz have confidence, man, it's through the roof. But once you start losing that confidence, and now your backups, man, I'm telling you, I watched Sam Howell. He looks pretty good in your system. He looked like a faster Carson Wentz to me, because right now Carson Wentz, with the multiple injuries and stuff, but Sam Howell seemed like he's not worrying about losing his job, maybe because he's the backup. So you just go in there and just play free. But Carson Wentz is playing a little tight. I'm not putting too much stock in the preseason, but he kept on this little tap instead of just letting it go when your read is open. Anticipate, your guys is going to be there. You do have talent. Scary Terry ain't no joke. Logan Thomas. You still got Curtis Samuels if he come back healthy enough. Jahan Dobson. So y'all got some talent on offense. Like y'all can compete with anybody on the offensive side now. Just like Cole said, maybe defense. We don't know with the whole Chase Young not being there. But, I mean, that's only one guy. But the defensive line, y'all always had depth in your defensive line, though.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I'm with you. It's kind of funny. Like, if you talk to national guys, they're always like, "Oh man, the Washington defense is legit, and watch out for their defensive line, whatever." But if you talk to people that actually know what they're talking about, like the local guys that are keeping up with the team, I'm worried about the defense. I think the offense is going to be better than the defense, to be honest with you. I think our offense is going to be. I think Carson Wentz is going to be. I think Carson Wentz is going to be solid. I think he's going to have some stupid games, some games where he blows up. I think our offense is going to be all right. We just got to stay afloat till Brian Robinson gets back. But like our defense, man, like one stat that kind of kills me is, and people. It's funny. I'll ask you guys how you feel about it, but like people say the preseason doesn't matter. I don't know if you guys care about that at all, right? They say preseason doesn't matter. Last year, Washington had like the 30th ranked third down defense in the entire league, 30th, right? 3-0. The first two games, when you actually play your starters, the opposing team their starters didn't punt the ball because they kept on converting over and over again. They had a field goal or a touchdown because you couldn't stop them. And I wasn't feeling that. And like I was like, dude, we're still problems from last year. And everyone's like, oh, preseason doesn't matter. It's vanilla and all that. So it's all good, man.
Look at the Detroit Lions and the Browns. I mean, in preseason, they both went 4-0 and then 0-16. So I mean, it depends. Like if you're a young team or a veteran team, like a veteran teams don't even play their starters at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they don't need that chemistry. But I won't put too much stock into preseason also. I mean, it is what it is.
Gotcha. How you guys feel about teams playing their starters in the preseason game?
I like it. I mean, I want them to play, but maybe like because there's only 3 games left, right? There's only 3 games now. It's even harder to actually get the practice. Like, you know what I really like? I don't care about the preseason so much, but I'm all about the joint practices. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We didn't do that this year. Like we were supposed to do it. We were supposed to do it with Buffalo this year. I don't know if you guys know this whole story. We were supposed to do it with Buffalo this year, but then J.D. McKissick became a free agent. He kind of like went to Buffalo for a couple hours and then like came back to us. That kind of like broke the relationship, and basically we're not cool with Buffalo anymore. So that's why we lost that whole dynamic. But like I think Cole, y'all played the Rams, right? In the practices.
We did the Broncos and the Chargers. Hey, we did it with the Broncos, and Randy Gregory did us like that.
There you go. So
it was breaking out over there, though. For sure.
Exactly. So you got some joint practices. The Eagles have joint practices too, or no?
Yeah, we had the Dolphins and I think the Dolphins and
the Browns. Did y'all do one with the Browns?
Yeah, the Browns. Yeah, the Dolphins and the Browns. So we had two.
And that concerns me because y'all been having some like actual competition in camp. Well, we haven't. So that's going to be interesting to kind of people. Yeah, 2 different teams. We haven't had any teams. So that's why I'm not really feeling that.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring it back to the NFC East. So I have a couple more questions. We can start wrapping it up soon. So real quick, let's go back to JC. The big narrative in Philadelphia, it's all going to rest on the shoulders of Jalen Hurts, man. How's he looking? Is he doing all right?
Jalen Hurts,
is he the QB of the future?
Go ahead. If he goes out, look, I'm telling you this right now. If he goes out and take us into the playoffs and win one playoff game, absolutely, he will be there. Because just like Tua, there's no excuses this year, right? Last year, the brand new coach, brand new defense, like the teams is just, not a cohesive team. But this year, you got him weapons, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, his second year in, Dallas Goedert. So, and throughout the offseason, he's working with Tom Brady. You know what I mean? You can't take that, like you can't just say, oh man, that's just Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. Like, you know what I mean? This dude is going into his 20-something year in the league, 40 years in the league. So I mean, him working out with Tom Brady. He got a new quarterback coach that he's working out with. So he came into this preseason like this whole year with a different mindset. His body looked different, his leadership style looked different. Also last year, like they didn't want to name a starter, right? The Eagles, like they didn't know who was going to be the starter. Like we had another quarterback on the freaking, on the team,
Yeah.
Look, I think he's looking good, and he'll be fine. His accuracy is improving. I was at the open practice. He's anticipating wide receivers routes better than last year. I'm telling you right now, he's going to take a big step forward this year. I believe he's going to be. This is a hot take for me. I've been saying it, an MVP candidate this season.
Okay. Honestly, like I'll give. I don't know if I agree to that, but I can see that coming. You know what I'm saying? If like the Eagles pull off like the season that everyone thinks they're going to be, like a 12-5 kind of season, they could be up there for a candidate. We'll see how that.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Like Lamar Jackson's second year going into, did anybody see him coming? The year he won the MVP. People were saying what? He was a runner, not a thrower. Like, and then he heard the rumors, worked on it, came in his second year and took the league by storm, like throwing 36 touchdowns. I mean, but I'm not saying those type of numbers, but Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback. He's a winner. He's a proven winner everywhere he's been.
The one counter argument, you can tell me if I'm wrong with this, right, is that basically Lamar Jackson was a much more accomplished quarterback in college, though, right? Like, well, Jalen Hurts had that Alabama team. Absolutely. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Did the Alabama team, so he won the national championship and you kind of part of that program. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman Trophy. Lamar Jackson was running touchdowns and scoring like he was like a reincarnated Michael Vick. He basically was all over the place. So like his whole question was, can he become that level? And like I think there's some old school commentators that were saying some dumb things and didn't really realize the potential that he could get to. But Lamar, I think Lamar always had the potential. But go ahead, you said absolutely not.
Well, because guess what? When Jalen Hurts went to Oklahoma, he left Alabama, went to Oklahoma with whatever
Mayfield,
that
right?
coach is.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that coach, he was a Heisman runner-up. Mm-hmm. So he also, was lighting the league on fire in the, at OU. So to me, it seems like that when you doubt a player with a mindset, especially a coach's son, right? You know what I mean? He knows exactly what he got to do. He knows he's on the hot seat. Yes, he's saying the right things now. I don't hear the rumors. I don't do this. Okay, that's cool. He grew up around that type of pressure. He was successful at Alabama. Had a couple bad games. He got benched for Tua. He came in and still won the SEC championship. You know what I mean? So and then he transferred to OU. Heisman runner-up first year. And so the talent is there. The potential is there. Now he got the weapons. We just gonna have to see.
We do have to see. That's a whole story right there. That's a great pivot right here, right? So we have to see what's going on. Cole, I'll put a lot of pressure on you. Who's going to win the NFC East in your opinion?
In my opinion, the Cowboys.
Okay. Why is that?
You can't even say that with a straight face.
All right, yeah. We're going to be the first team out of the East since 2004 to run it back, man. Hey, our schedule favors us so much. Because we'll have a rocky start in the beginning, and then the rest of it is smooth.
Rocky start to the beginning, okay.
The rest of it is smooth sailing. Like I just know the Eagles gonna stumble, man. They gonna.
We different, bro.
Hurts, man. Different. Like, are we really putting a bag on Hurts, man? JC, come on. Man.
The Eagles are built different. Y'all should see this year after year. Okay. You can't ever count the Eagles out. Y'all seen it year after year after year, regardless how bad the situation may be, the players, whatever. They're never out of it. Can't nobody else say that in the NFC East. You can't never. Like that's how we got the underdog role, the mentality. You know what I mean? Because you can't be underdog and have 5 Super Bowls and live in Dallas. You know what I mean? And you can't be underdogs. The Philadelphia Eagles, like they are built for the city. Like they Yo, they play for the city of Philadelphia. Like
that's all cute, man. With the
it's all cute, but you have seen it. But did you think that the Eagles, regardless if it was a 7th seed or not, did you see any way, anyhow, that they was going to make the playoffs last year with 2-5 record when they became the first team to actually make the playoffs after starting 2-5?
To JC's point, the Eagles are supposed to be like 4-13 last year, right? They kind of overachieved last year, like so they definitely stepped up a little bit. I think, I'm not trying to hate on the Eagles at all, but I feel like the Eagles kind of had a lucky stretch at the end of the year because all the different quarterbacks that they were playing against. And basically you kind of showed out, like you kind of showed a little bit during the Buccaneers game. When you guys played the Buccaneers, I think you all down 34-0 in that game at one point, right? So you guys came back a little bit.
Yeah,
so I feel you a little, like you guys, in my opinion, okay, and this is, remember the 2020 like Washington football team, that other team? So they basically they were 7-9-1 in the division, but they played like Ben DiNucci and they're playing all these these sauce quarterbacks, right? And they basically got to the playoffs and they fought, but like it was at least a year or two ahead. The only reason why I think that story is a little bit different than yours right now is because you guys reloaded during the offseason while we didn't go so hard. So maybe those new players will potentially put it together. But let me throw you the question. So I'm sure I know the answer to this. Who's going to win the division for the NFC East, JC?
I think just based on history that this division have not been won by the same team since 2004, 2005, since the Eagles did it. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are positioned themselves with the schedule that they have. What Cole don't understand is when you are
I love the hate. It's awesome.
Yeah, like when you start off 2-5, it takes a toll. Like to try to get back to 500, that grind. Exactly. It's a final uphill battle. So you keep saying that our schedule is hard in the beginning, and then we're gonna run off with someone. When did y'all ever do that? Like, when did the Cowboys ever fall to the end to actually make a wild card?
In 2018.
Wait, what?
2018, we were struggling. We were 3-5. Then when we got Amari Cooper. And towards the end of our schedule, after our bye.
But y'all won the division.
Huh?
Y'all won the division. We was the wild card team in 2018. The double
you're talking about being a wild card. We never.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Like, because you're saying that, we'll fight and win the division, blah, 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 an uphill battle. Y'all not built to fight uphill battles, though. Y'all not built. Y'all not that
We never had to. We never had to, man.
In December, y'all MIA. Like in December, y'all got one of the worst spread, what 500 or worse, and when it start getting cold, because y'all seem to start.
Is that true, Cole? I didn't know that's true.
Y'all did pretty good in December. Last year, I think we lost like one game in December.
Well, congratulations
last year. So real quick, first of all, shout out to Steve, man. I appreciate it. You fellas need to run this back during the course of the season. Good stuff. We definitely run it back. JC and Cole are my boys. I like working with them. It's very natural. Oh. It's funny too. I like it. Cole, real quick, and we'll pose it back to JC. Like, do we expect 2 playoff teams from this division, Cole? How you feeling about that? Or maybe can we squeeze out 3? So. It happens. Go ahead.
I believe so, man. I believe at least 2. I believe at least 2 can come out this division.
Okay. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about?
The Cowboys and the Commanders, man. I want them Eagles to play them. That's what I'm wishing for.
I love it. I love how I'm kind of out. I'm kind of out of the bullets right now. I like it. Okay, that's cool.
I'll take the Commanders coming on now with us, man.
We potentially now there's 2 extra wild cards. Well, there's 3 wild cards now, right? So potentially we could get 3 out of our division. We'll see what's going on. Like I think Washington's going to be like 500-ish, like 8, 9, 10 wins. I think that's kind of where we're at. We'll see how it all plays out, but. We'll see, man. I definitely think 2 is coming out of our division. We'll see how I think health's going to play a factor. QB play is going to play a factor. We'll see how it goes. The NFC West is strong. The NFC North is strong too. I think like Packers and Vikings are going to be playoff teams too. So they might steal one. That's going to steal one of our wild cards to make it 3. So we'll see how that goes. JC, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, I think there's going to be 2 teams that come out the NFC East. Which 2 teams? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know which 2 teams, but there will be 2 teams that come out the NFC. And plus the NFC as a whole, like that conference as a whole, is a little bit weaker this year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I could honestly tell you this. If the Cowboys kept the same exact team that they had last year, I guarantee you they probably would have went like at least play in the NFC Championship. Because that team that defense was going to get better. You know what I mean? But the offense would probably change a little bit. But I'm telling you right now, the best thing that happened for the rest of the division is Cowboys getting rid of a few players that they didn't keep the same team and less talent on wide receiver wise. But that's their problem.
We got a whole new team, man.
Hey Cole, what's up with Zeke, man? Do people like him? What's going on in Dallas and Zeke?
And Zeke will be comeback player of the year, man. Like, he gonna come out there running for over 1,000 yards.
Is it his
300?
Yeah, I was gonna get him in fantasy. He was falling pretty heavy. He got 10 touchdowns last year. Is he gonna? What year is he in his contract? Is he still pretty year 3 or 4?
Last year his contract. So
do you think he'll get re-upped? How do you feel about that?
I believe he will. I believe they'll keep him in
Jerry
Dallas.
Jones.
If he has a good year, we're gonna lose Pollard.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Jerry Jones falls in love with Jerry Jones falls in love with players, right? So he might re-up Zeke because he wants him to market him and do all that. But
that's what I think. Goes. You know what I'm saying? If Zeke play, but hey, I like Zeke, man. Zeke, people be hard on him, man. His only bad season that he really had was 2020 when he was fumbling the ball and he was overweight and all that stuff. But he really he came back to got in shape, lost a lot of weight. He had a good season. He had a torn PCL and still ran. He made up them yards on the last game. When we started out, played the Philadelphia third string. He still played, man. But I believe hopefully Kellen Moore runs the ball with him more and utilize him the right way. Because I hate to say it, Zeke had his best years when he was under Jason Garrett.
Okay.
Ever since and Scott Linehan. Ever since Kellen Moore took over, Kellen Moore like to throw the ball.
How's Mike McCarthy? Is he safe over there and as a coach, or are they potentially hot seat Sean Payton and all that?
Man, the media making that story. They're making that story, and Jerry Jones ain't saying nothing about it because he likes the highlights and the storylines to circulate. He's not going to stop that. He's not going to stop it.
That's true. He wants to bring the attention to the team. That's how he is. That's how he is. It makes a lot of sense.
It makes me mad. So they're going to be talking about that all season. Especially if they lose a game.
I feel you. Let's do this real quick because we're about at the hour mark. We're going to start wrapping it up. This is what I want you all to do. I want you to name me one breakout player for your team. Someone to keep an eye out for, a common fan, someone that doesn't really follow your team's breakout player for your team. And then give me an area of weakness that you guys still kind of have for your team. You're kind of worried about for the team. So, JC, we'll start off with you. What's a breakout player in an area of weakness?
A breakout player. Man, I could easily say Goddard, but I'm going to say Quez Watkins.
Okay.
Quez Watkins,
I've been hearing about him for a minute. People they love him in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's an underrated speedster. He's arguably our fastest wide receiver on the team. He can return kicks. He's scheduled right now to return kicks, but we'll see. But he's our possibly our slot wide receiver, or they're going to push him to the outside. But either way, man, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown is going to get most of the coverage. So Quez Watkins this year, a good possession guy, and you need a first down, 3rd and 7, Quez Watkins, because he's always covered by the the worst of the DBs.
Cornerback, exactly right.
So yeah, him. And as far as weakness go, I have to say our special teams right now, because that's the unknown factor. I don't know who's going to return kicks. I haven't seen it. I mean, our defense, they addressed everything in the offseason, but we still got to see them get play together and stuff like that. But our special teams, I have not seen enough this offseason yet to maybe even say, man, we got a Turpin back there. But we do have Kobe, though. We do have Devin Allen, the Olympic star. But we've got a couple potential, but I just haven't seen it. It's a big secret. But when Sunday comes, we will finally see who's going to return kicks. Even the media keep asking the coaches, but they won't.
That's funny. It's like a hidden agenda. I didn't know that was going down. Yeah. All right, Cole. What about you, man? Who's the breakout player? Biggest worry?
Yeah, breakout player. I say CeeDee Lamb, man. A lot of people throwing him down like he ain't no dog. You know what I'm saying? So I would like for him to break out. Show the league and the world that he can be a number 1 receiver. So, and as far as weakness is, of course, our offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Very, very concerned about that. I am.
But you got Jason Peters, man, the savior.
I didn't say he was a savior. I just said at least we got some depth because he's better than the guys that we got.
I mean, it's 40 years old, man. That guy's old now.
And that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's our weakness. I would like, I don't think it's fair for us to throw a lot on Tyler Smith and expect him to be the end-all, be-all for our offensive line because the front office has not set him up for success. So I believe the only thing they probably did good at the time was get Jason Peters just so he can mentor the guy, be around, because he has been doing that since he came to Dallas. So hopefully maybe, what I'm saying, he gets them right. We control penalties. So we'll see.
That'd be something else I'll keep an eye on.
Yeah.
So for the Commanders, I'll give you guys a really like a more obvious one than more of like a sleeper one, right? So the more obvious one, Montez Sweat. So I don't know if you guys are following him at all. He's had a great camp. He's been blowing up the offensive line. He's gonna have, a lot of things are gonna fall on his shoulders because Chase Young is out. But I think he's gonna have a great year because he does have the physical tools. He's been struggling. Like last year, he had a broken jaw. His brother got shot and murdered. So he missed a couple games. A lot of stuff happening, but he's a freak, and I think he's going to ball out this year because it's his 4th year in his contract. So they're either going to give him the 5th-year option, or they're going to basically give him a long-term deal. And I think he's fighting for that. So that's the obvious one. The up-and-coming one is Cole Turner. I don't know if you guys even know who that is, but he's a tight end for us. He basically, Logan Thomas is going to be our tight end 1, but Cole Turner was Carson Strong from Nevada's tight end. He basically was he's a 6'7" tight end. He's basically a wide receiver. He's almost like with Jimmy Graham. He's a pretty big guy. He can catch it in the slot. So I think he's going to be kind of an up-and-coming guy for us. Our biggest weakness is our linebackers, man. Linebackers and our defensive backs. I'm kind of worried about them. You guys know Jason Witten, Zach Ertz, Brenton Selleck, all those for years and years. Our linebackers can't cover the tight ends, and it's been frustrating, and we still can't fix it. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I am worried about that, but we'll see how the season goes. All right. Anyways, fellas, I know you guys have other things to do. You guys have other shows to go to. JC, we'll start off with you, man. Drop your credentials. Where can they find you on socials, and what projects you're working on?
Yeah, look, right after this, I do have a live with another Detroit content creator, the final live for the week. But you could find me at JC Sports Talk on YouTube and JC Sports Talk 20 on Twitter and Facebook. I'm active on all platforms. So please, just check me out. I will be doing a lot of play-by-play this season, no matter what team. If it's on primetime game, most likely I will be doing a play-by-play. So, just come have fun, hang out, bring your drink and popcorn and talk your shit.
There you go, man. I love it. So basically, I've been talking to JC for a couple of years now. He's right about that. He isn't primarily an Eagles guy, but he's a football guy. So definitely follow him in regard to that. All right, Cole, man. Where can they find you? What's going on with that?
Yeah, y'all can find me on Coach Cowboys at YouTube and Twitter. Also, you can also find me on other networks, Hardcore Sports Network and BGN Network, Bird Games Network. Y'all can find me on there. I actually got a live stream tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm chopping it up with Real Bucks Talk and Buck What You Heard. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna collaborate, talk about stuff. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and chop it up tomorrow. I'm gonna have all of them on my channel. And we're going to see, talk about this game on Sunday night. So come on, chime in around 6 o'clock Eastern time.
That's what's up, man. So, and guys, I'm George Carmi, host of the Full Press Commanders podcast. You can find Full Press Commanders on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter at GCarmi21. You can also find this podcast right here on all audio platforms. It's going to be posted up right after the show. I'm going to be doing a fantasy sports podcast every Sunday morning before the games. I also have season tickets. So I'll be doing some live, vlogging and videos from the games as well. So for any Commanders game in week 3, I'll be there with JC. We'll throw a little video out for you guys, for the fans in the room. So that'd be cool, man. So good hearing from y'all. Have a great rest of the night. Enjoy your Friday. Peace out, y'all.
You go Birds.